this. Hey, love you.
Do you need anything?
No. Bullshit.
Boomers, am I right?
Women. God, I don't know what she's doing in there. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. Laying already. Love you. I have to do the thing. All right. Love you. Well, good evening. Psychopaths. Good evening. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host for this evening's adventure. I guess. I don't know. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I hope you guys had a good day. How? That? Am I muted? Am I muted? Am I muted? I gotta check now. I gotta check if I'm muted. If I'm not muted, I'm gonna fucking be. Am I muted? Am I muted? Alright. I guess. I don't know. Alright. Freeside. I want to ban you for that. You get 5 minutes for that. Oh, welcome to the show. Don't fuck with my show, man. Don't do that. Why would you think that's okay? That's not okay. Don't do that. I know you're trying to piss me off. But there's some things that are okay, and there's some things that are not okay. What? What? Freeside. He said I was muted. I'm clearly not muted. So I banned him. Well, I don't know what did you hear all that beforehand? I don't fucking know. I am very sweet. I'm a sweet gentleman. What are we talking about tonight? Oh yeah, laziness. You're a bunch of lazy sacks of shit. You're a bunch of lazy sacks of shit. And it's your fault that you can't buy a house and shit. You should feel bad. Fuck boomers, dude. I know. Look. It's getting on. Like, fuck those people. It's gonna be a lot better without them. I mean, we're gonna have to rebuild society completely, but they are seriously ruined everything. They are the worst people ever to be alive, and I know they're going to live a lot longer, and they're gonna be like 200 years old. I don't know. I'm fucking sick of them. I can't fucking stand those people. And they're goddamn idiots, too. So that's what we're going to talk about. So get comfy, get cozy, grab yourself a nice beverage. If you're working, keep working. If you are driving, drive home safely, get home safely. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and help me out on ko-fi.com/sulkstream. If you could, I would enjoy it. I would like it. Or you can hit me here on Rumble. I take Rumble rants, too. Anything's fine. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. This is called Giving Up, the Story of Gen Z Men. Enjoy.
Political and cultural factors to those of the older generations. Let's begin. Many young people feel priced out. Can we cut the BS, JD? I'm really sick of saying, quote, people feel blank, end quote.
Hard R says, lazy. I've been farming wood and stone and windrows for the past 3 hours. Yeah, well, you're lazy. Sorry. That's why you're poor, right? It has nothing to do with rising asset prices or anything like that. You know, for buying a fucking house for $60,000 and then selling it for well over $1 million 30 years later, that's hard work, right? Working a basic job where you put in maybe 2 hours of work for 30 years and then get a pension on top of like Social Security, which we will never get, by the way. We pay Social Security. We will never touch it. We will never see a dime of Social Security. The boomers will inherit all of that, right? But you won't inherit dick. That family home being sold so they can spend the rest of their lives on a cruise ship. It's the biggest fuck you possible. Destroy the economy and then just take all your winnings and then just leave a fucking wasteland behind you. It is disgusting behavior from these people, these degenerates, that all they did was fucking roll around in the mud and drop acid. And then when the 80s rolled around, they're all like, oh, go 80s Reaganauts. And now they get one job and they're all like, I'm a brilliant investor and I'm a hardworking genius. I hate them. I hate them so much.
Young people are priced out. Factually. Let's look at the median age of a first-time homebuyer. In 1985, it was 29. In 1995, it was 31. In 2005, it was 32. In 2015, it was 31. And now, in 2025, it's 40 years old.
First-time homebuyer, 40. How old were your parents when they bought their house? Mine were 20 something, 22 maybe. Pretty fucking young.
How about any buyers? People buying anywhere from their first home to their 10th upgrade or more. In 1985, it was 33, 4 years older than the first-time homebuyer. In 1995, it was 37, 8 years older than the first-time homebuyer. In 2005, it was 40, still 8 years older than the first-time homebuyer. In 2015, it was 44, a full 13 years older than the first-time homebuyer. And now, in 2025, it's 59, a full 19-year difference.
That's the average homebuyer, right? That's the average. So if you're buying a house, regardless, like the average homebuyer is 60 years old. 60
from first-time homebuyers. How about this? Average income versus average home price in the US over the last 100 years. Do you see why young people feel left behind? Okay.
So if you're born around here, then
everyone knows real estate in the US is expensive nowadays, much more than back then. But how expensive exactly? Okay.
Somebody's gaming this market. There's no way it's like that much harder to farm wood and like build a structure, right? No. They made it illegal to buy new houses, build new houses. They're making it illegal as possible, right? There's always like stop the growth and shit like that. I see those signs all over my town. Where like, we want to keep it a nice little beach town and stuff like that. Well, I mean, stop shipping in foreigners then. Why do 30 million people a year have to come here? And then it makes houses insanely expensive. But you can't build new houses either. So like, what are you supposed to do?
Okay, let's do some math. I want a starter home. Cheapest I can go in the Treasure Valley.
Big B says 2003 bought my first. I was 22, I think, in the hood, but it's still a house. 2003 is a great time to get in. 2003 was like strippers were buying houses in 2003. Fuck, I wish I bought a house in 2003, but I was like 12.
In Idaho, where I live, is $300K. And that's for very old, very small homes.
I think it was a little older than that. I think it was like 15.
And not many of them, as you can see in the map below. It's a pretty suburban and rural place with some urban in downtown Meridian, Eagle, Boise, and Nampa. But all in all, it's a fairly average American area. Not crazy expensive, not super cheap either. With an FHA loan as low as 3.5%, you can get a down payment for as low as $10,500. However, you have to consider fees like lender origination, appraisal, title insurance, escrow, recording, etc. That'll be another $5,000 to $6,000 at least. Then the
Hard R says 19 and it was taken away because banks sold fucked up mortgage. So, okay, you bought it before 2006, right? When did that happen? 2006, 7, 8, something? Yeah, the subprime mortgage lending, where it was like, oh, sorry, the banks just gave away loans to people that they know couldn't afford it. They gave away loans to people that know couldn't afford it, right? Ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets, right? Those ninja loans. Because they knew if they defaulted on their payments, which was basically guaranteed, they would still make the money back on the appreciating asset that the house was. And so they had all these subprime loans and something just cracked. And then everyone stopped paying at once and they tried to put the fucking house, and then it all just fucking erupted. And we still haven't recovered as a country. That was the end of the prosperous times in the United States. Before that, you could go to Taco Bell and feed an entire family of like 6 for $20. $20. And then everybody ate. Now if one person, it's like one person. It's like one person. You go $20, maybe a little cheaper than that for Taco Bell. Still insanely expensive.
Prepaids hit, like the first year of homeowners insurance up front, 3 to 6 months of property.
I meant to say you were not muted. We could hear you being a sweet boy to your wife. Well, you said I was muted, so I fucking don't do that. Don't make me fucking check my levels if I am not, like, come on, bro. I get pissed about that, right? Because then I'm just, what could be wrong? I don't need more frustration in my life. You know? I'm not saying I have tons. But nobody needs more. Nobody needs more frustration in their life. So I'm trying to eliminate that. I'm trying to get that the fuck out of here. Okay? I don't want that. I don't want that shit. I feel like I am stressed when I actually think about it. When I think about it, there is no real reason I should be stressed. Everything is fine. And everything is going on up here. I'm doing it to myself. I'm stressing myself out because I'm thinking about shit that really kind of doesn't affect me. But it does in the long term. In the long term, it affects me. It affects my kids. It affects everybody in the entire country. And I want to have a nice country. I want to have a nice place to live. All right? So I'm constantly thinking about this bullshit that doesn't matter directly to me, but it matters to you guys. It matters to everybody else, again, including my kids. And that fucking affects me. And then I get all uppity about it. Why do you want me uppity? Why do you want me like that? Would you rather me be like Mersh and fight some dickhead on the internet? I don't want to do that. That's not my bag. I understand people on the internet are fucking retarded. I can't fix that. I can't fix that. There's going to be people on the internet that are fucking dickheads and pervs and weirdos and shit like that. I could easily pick one and just fucking lay into him about all the terrible things that he represents and that he commits and all that shit. I don't want to do that. Fuck no. Absolutely not. I don't care if it would make me money, and it probably would. For some reason, beefing online is a cash cow. I'm not into that. I'm not into beefing with people. People try to beef with me. People try to beef with me on the internet. And I'm like, no, I don't want any of that. No. No, thank you. Okay? I'll block the shit out of you and then never hear from you again. I'm not a teenage fucking girl. Okay? Dickheads from the internet come and be like, blah, 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 blah. I will eliminate you from my sphere of influence. Okay? I don't give a shit about you. I feel bad that you give a shit about me. I feel bad that you invest so much time from your life to look into my history, look into what I'm doing, and watch my videos, and just look for little spots and weaknesses and stuff like that. I kind of think you got a crush on me. I'm not interested. I am not interested. I promise you. Free side for the $20. Even after I banned him for 5. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Never change. This is a fun, drama-free program. Is it drama-free?
Taxes required up front, and with inspection costs.
Big B for a subscription. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Rhea got it. She deserves it. She deserves it. Some people don't. Some people
$2
don't.
to $3 grand at very least. So you're upfront at bare minimum.
John, are you doing okay? I think I'm hungry. I've been busy. I think I'm hungry.
Not including things needed fixing the house, furniture, decor, etc. Will be
I didn't eat much today, so
$20,000. $20,000. How many younger people can afford to save for that in the United States? Median salary for an individual under 35 years old in Idaho is about $50,000.
Jess was gonna bring me some food, and I was like, I can't eat it on stream, and she's like, is that against the rules? I'm like, well, yeah. I'm just. Yeah, this bullshit over here. You see this? Oh, it's good. Could you take me seriously? Does it matter if you take me seriously? Do you take me seriously now? These are all good questions.
After taxes, they're taking home around $40,000, and median savings for that person is around $5,500 a year. How much can a person in suburban Idaho live off of? If someone was
Idaho. Is Idaho expensive? Idaho's not expensive. Is it? I have no idea. I don't know about Idaho. Louder mouth sounds of the A. That's really good. It's gross.
extremely...
I hate ASMR. I want to... Hold on. Hold on. I don't know why this is a thing. Let's do food ASMR. I don't know why it's a thing. It's so disgusting. It's so fucking blue food ASMR. I have to see how many views this has. 3.9 million views. It's because I'm not a blonde chick. Is that why? Or people just don't like my energy. I get it. I do. I'm not mad about it. I hate it already. I hate the sounds already. You know, I'm going to have Jess make me a pot of macaroni and cheese, and then she's going to bring it to me, and I'm just going to stir it. I'm going to stir it on the microphone for 2 hours. Just stirring mac and cheese and stuff like that. I'll be like, you like that? You like that, you fucking sickos? Huh? And it's just that for 2 hours. 2 million views. Solid. I'll be like, holy fuck. Guess what this channel would be about after that? I'll let you guess. It would be stirring random foods. Borscht. You know? Pot pies. Other oddly consistent foods. Consistently odd foods. Foods with odd consistencies. There. Does she show her boobs in this? Close your mouth. Close your mouth. Is this from live injections? Is that what that's from? is that? Close your fucking mouth. Renee, help me tell this bitch to close her fucking mouth. Watch the whole time. Watch this. Watch these fish lips. Not once did she close her mouth. Can she? Can't do it. What did this stream start as? I don't even remember. Something about boomers again? I should just title all my streams, because I'm going to hit on that eventually and then go off into some weird tangent. I have a mental illness. I'm sure you guys know that already. Sure, it's not a surprise. I hate these ugly, dumb bitches. I'm sure she thinks she's pretty. I don't find her attractive either. I'm sure she's somebody's type. And it's not like the blue eyes and blonde hair. I think that's attractive, right? Blue eyes, blonde hair, sure, any day, no problem. But the shape, the contours of your face are displeasing to my eye. I have eyes. You know what? I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm very particular about, no, yeah, I have eyes. Okay? And sorry, you're just not as pretty as you want to be. I wish you were prettier too. That's how good of a person I am. I wish you were prettier too, for both of our sakes. Oh, there she goes. She closed it. It was real hard for her. Right? I mean, like, God, you know, she, like, especially when she's on her period, she fucking yaks and complains and shit like that over nothing. Over nothing. I know it. I know it. And then you feed her something and she's like, oh, I guess I was hungry. Yeah. Yes. It's always that. Hungry or tired. It's always one of those. Couch Traffic says, yeah, I have brown eyes. That's why I'm a 9 out of 10. It's not, look, I'm not saying brown eyes. Look, I don't prefer blue eyes over brown eyes. What I am saying is blue eyes and blonde hair is fine. I don't have an issue with that. Right? But it's the shape of her face. The shape of her face is not good. That's the thing. She's not pretty. I could care less what the color of your eyes and hair are. But you have to be pretty. Or else I'll hate you. It's a little harsh. It's a little harsh, I understand. But, you know, that's just my personality. Big B Trucker says, I prefer black guys. You do you. Oh, black eyes. I said that too fast. What? Black? Like mine? Mine are pretty dark. I have a pretty dark brown eye. All three of them. She actually, no, this is not the ASMR I was looking at. I just made fun of the way this woman looks, but it was not what I was looking for. Maybe this Asian man will help me. They can really do a lot. They are an impressive species. Oh. How would you like that? Hold on, let me see. This guy has 33 million subscribers. And this has 33 million views. What the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck, dude? I come on this stream and I actually try. And shut up. All right? Because I know you guys are going to be like, hey, you try? Or Knobs Dog. I think Knobs Dog is giving me PTSD. Right? Because of the bullshit he says. And I know he's not here. So I'm going to talk shit behind his back. That guy fucking sucks. But when he's here, I'm going to be real sweet to him. Because that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want him to think he's my friend. 33 million. This guy makes cash. This guy rakes in food. Money. I'm hungry. That's why I'm hungry. This is awful. This is terrible. But the food in front of him looks fire. It looks absolutely dang. Yes, honey, it was a butthole joke. Let's just sit here and just enjoy this, the ambiance. The ambiance of this guy just going to town on this. This is horrible. This is... Yeah, so what do you do for a living? I eat food on YouTube. So you're like a reviewer? No. Are you a chef or something? No. Like a travel blogger? No. I sit there. I can't even do it correctly. Should I? Should I eat food on this show? Would you guys be okay if I ate? I would have to like display it properly. And it would need to be more food. This is absolutely gross and I want a cheeseburger so bad. It's disgusting for sure. But 33 million views says something else. Is this a sexual thing? What's going on here? I would like to know. Asians do a lot. Is this what we do with Frozen? Only he's bad at it? Is Frozen just bad at it? Have Jess bring you something crunchy. Honey, can you bring me something crunchy? We can run a test episode. Can you bring me something crunchy? Okay. Can I use your nails?
Okay. Gotta make this quiet now. Not crunchy enough. Here, hold on. Okay.
They're little things that... What the fuck is wrong with my All right. I better get 30 million views out of this. Am I not?
Lucas, you're literally watching right now. and you don't even defend your future wife.
Which one is that?
Disappointing.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it as good as this Asian guy. Okay, perfect. Now say my brother beats me in this house. My brother beats me in this house. I like it. Oh, God. What is this show about again? I don't know. It's going to be a YouTube short. That's dumb. This is dumb. I can't take this anymore. But I'm going to go to the comments and see what people say. Watching this while Ramadan. You're fasting during Ramadan. You can't. Why would you do? Okay. Hello, my fellow Muslim people. Let's start Ramadan. What the fuck is going on? Must watch during Ramadan. What is going on? POV, you are fasting. Who else is hungry as fuck? Is it me watching this during Ramadan? Why is any other Muslims here watching it Ramadan? I really enjoy watching this during Ramadan. One day into Ramadan, and of course I'm watching mukbangs. Who all are, is it just Muslims? Is it just Muslims? Got a cracker in my teeth. What the fuck is wrong with Muslims? Besides their faith and their race. I know it's not a race, but all the people that tend to be Muslims, they're like the worst races. What? Who is here watching Ramadan? Why is everyone here Muslim? Are you even allowed to be on the internet? I mean, the guy is getting down and everyone's all like, oh my God, I'm so fucking starving. I don't get that shit. I don't get that.
Really frugal. This is what it would look like.
John started an ASMR channel for Muslims. What would I call it? I don't know. Give me a second. 9 out of 11? I don't know.
Those costs come out to $17,000 a year. Adding in an extra $3,000 per year for bare minimum, stuff goes wrong, replacements.
At least they recognize Jesus as a pro. Okay, all right.
Fixes everyone has to deal with. Their bare minimum costs are $20,000 per year. Given 1 to 2 years and being very frugal, that individual could save up.
You think they'd lash themselves while watching? I think they probably have their pants around their ankles, dude. I mean, there's this weird connection between food and sexuality. That's why, like, those big fat, like, Chantal mukbangers. Here, I want, like, okay, hold on. Let's see if this bitch is still a thing. Sorry, we might be going down a gross way. I know I misspelled that. Okay, this is recent, so let's see what this bitch has to say. I'm playing this for scientific reasons. This is about science. All right? We're going to start off. This is going to be science. I'm going to need a snack.
Hi. Lemonade, beans. Oh.
She's a Muslim now. Big, fat, piggy Muslim.
Hi. Corn dog, please.
One beef corn dog. Yeah.
Yep.
Why fuck me? I mean, I'm okay. I'll just.
Sorry.
Can we get jumbo Korean corn dog? Vegan one?
Sorry about that. Just go.
The bitch loves food. She loves it. Loves it. Yeah, mustard on your lip.
Oh, it's beef one. It says beef.
You know what I did? I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. What the fuck is this? I don't know. It's related to boomers somehow. It's related to the housing market or boomers or something like that. If you guys don't know what Foodie Beauty is, I don't like, okay. We need we need more explanation. Let's see, a documentary, because I want you guys to understand what kind of fat fucking pig this bitch is. If you don't, and I know we're going off on a tangent, that's just what we do. Look at this big chinny loser right here. That one.
Chantal Marie
I was gonna feed her a cracker. Here's a cracker. She's like, no, bring me hot dogs.
Serrault, also known as
Bring me hot dogs.
Foodie Beauty, is a YouTuber who has been embroiled in many controversies over the course of their career. For more than
so much it blocked my text.
half a decade,
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Chantal has been making YouTube videos, and for more than half a decade she has put herself in bad situation after bad situation. And every single time she has no one but herself.
It's always healthy when they shave their head. And also, you'll notice that she has male pattern baldness. This is not a woman's hairline. She is a woman, but I don't think she has her period anymore because it's all fucked up from the shit she eats. Which is like, whoa. It's either you get really skinny and you stop, or you get so fat, like so fat, that you stop.
Herself to blame.
So,
after finishing my research on this story and understanding just how rough she had it at certain points in her life.
Look at the background. Look at the background on this. She's filthy. She's a pig.
I was genuinely surprised that Chantal is still with us. Many people compare
Hello, Shimo and 13th Apostle. Got some people watching over on YouTube. If you want to watch on YouTube, be my guest. Populate the numbers over there. I don't mind. That's great.
her to Amberlyn Reed.
Also, I have a locals. If you guys want to check out my locals, I'll see if I can work that out.
And while there are some similarities and crossover at certain points in the timeline, this is a completely different kind of story than Amber's. One that is much darker.
Is her name Amber?
Chantal's early life was mired with tragedy and drama, noted as being less than kind to her siblings, and this will be elaborated on later in the timeline when it led to drama. During this time, Chantal was living with her mother and getting into quite a bit of trouble. She became involved with a 21-year-old man who had a pregnant girlfriend, who knew of Chantal and was extremely jealous.
Was he black?
Even attempting to show up at her school one day to fight her. Due to this relationship and a number of other behavioral problems at the time, Chantal was admitted to a mental health facility. Foodie described her time there as horrific, stating that she was a spoiled brat who was simply seeking attention when these
What
were
the fuck?
actual mental patients she was surrounded with. And after a short stay, she desperately wanted to leave and return home to her mother's, only for her mother to say that she was not allowed to come back, forcing Foodie to live in a group home for young adults. The environment in this group home was less than ideal. In fact, Foodie described it as a den of absolute degeneracy, where Foodie would be exposed to a plethora of things that would haunt her for the rest of her life.
There, if you guys want to join my locals, please do. You'll get everything. Everything. All of it. The nipples. There's a lot of like memes that get posted over there. Get to see pictures of me doing weird stuff. Maybe with you.
Foodie would also begin to develop some of the tendencies that we know her best for today, most prominent of which being her many and questionable relationships with men. Throughout this video, you're
So she's a ravenous slut.
going to meet many different people who Foodie Beauty has dated, but the first, and probably least
Free says, what is the Sulk stream about? Tonight we watched a fat, bald Muslim chick eat a corn dog. And then she's like, it's beef, it's okay. No, it wasn't. Shut up. No, that was a pork. That was a pork corn dog. She's like, no, it's beef. You say that because you're a liar. She lies about everything, dude.
least known amongst all of these is Big G, short for The Big G. Big G was a fellow member of the group home who had developed a little bit of
A group home? So she's getting slammed by dudes in group homes? Class act all the way.
a crush on
Class.
Chantal. Big G suffered
Act.
from a learning disability of some kind,
And a seeing disability as well. And a smelling disability, I imagine. There's probably a lot of disabilities. And being retarded isn't a learning disability. Or like stupid, right? It is technically a learning. It's difficult for you to learn things, yes. But it's not a learning disability. That's just you being stupid. Or a retard, right? They're different things. A learning disability is when you still have the capability to understand complex topics, but like you have like dyslexia or something, or ADHD where you can't pay attention to anything. Those are learning disabilities because it doesn't. But like if you're stupid, it's not learning. You're just stupid, man. I diagnosed you as stupid.
and Chantal seemed to take full advantage of him. She would proceed to lead Big G on in exchange
Shimo says women are liars. Yeah, some more than others. Some more than others for sure. This one is bad. Oh my God, she's bad. She's bad.
for food, promising to do things for Big G in exchange for food, only to completely
Did I hear that right? She would do things for Big G in exchange for food. So you're a burger prostitute. You're a prostitute for burgers. You're a burger whore. Like a crack whore, but for burgers. Forest Mommy. She's a burger prostitute. I imagine like chicken nuggets and stuff too, but yeah. Huh. You learn something new every day. And you wish you didn't.
back out
You
of it
wish you
upon
didn't.
delivery of the meal.
I wish I
Despite
didn't.
all of
I wish I didn't know there was such a thing as a fucking fast food prostitute. Specifically that did whorish things for things that sat under heat lamps.
this, Big G still loved
Yeah, I'll suck it if you give me that McChicken. And then there's a guy out there that says yes to that. Who's like, yeah, okay. What's that like $2.99? Okay.
Chantal, and from what I heard was a very pleasant guy. You'll hear
Yeah, I'm also a burger prostitute, says Free said. Yes. There is a limit, right? I'll do something for a burger. But I ain't sucking dick for burgers. Like, if you want me to say something funny or like sing a song, I'll do that I'm not sucking a dick. I'm not getting a cum shot to the throat for a Burger King burger. Okay. Especially not a Burger King burger. No.
There are a lot of negative things about Chantal's other boyfriends, but it seemed like Big G was one of
I am a no, the wife makes me quesadillas. She makes me quesadillas all the time, and I love them. Nom, nom, nom. I'll fucking slam that shit. Prostitute is, I don't know, she never asked me to do things for her. She's not like, can you take out the trash? I'm like, no, you make me a fucking quesadilla, or shit is going to start to get violent around here.
of the good ones, even though he technically wasn't
What's the weather outside? Is it domestic violence? It is. It's a 90% chance of domestic violence up in here.
her boyfriend because Chantal
Make the quesadilla.
was dating someone else at the time. She was still with the aforementioned 21-year-old who had developed a pretty serious drinking problem. And one night, for seemingly no reason, while Foodie, Big G, and this 21-year-old boyfriend were all hanging out, the boyfriend gets up and starts beating the ever-living shit out of Big G for no discernible reason. Chantal
Because they're insane. This is not a sane person. Look, if you get a little bit fat, it's like, okay, you were a little lazy and shit like that, and you let some things go. But when you get like this fat, it means there's something broken inside of you. You're a crazy motherfucker. You know, there's like a point to where you're like, I have an issue. This is like if you're a terrible alcoholic or something like that, there's something that you're like trying to stuff down, some mental illness or something. She has a mental illness. And it is manifesting in this blubbery wail, right? She she looks like Slimer when he was alive. It's gross.
Tall was mortified and tried to get her boyfriend to stop. And when he
Slimer from Ghostbusters, I mean.
Finally did, he decided he was going to leave. In the aftermath of this event, Chantal would get into an entanglement
It says a high of 70 degrees with a giant ass whipping. Mm-hmm.
with Big G. While she said it was out of pity for what her boyfriend had done, I believe it also could be so that Big G would not press charges. We will never know because this is the last that we ever heard of Big G. But that does not mean that the group home era escapades were over. In fact, they were far from it. She would begin to engage in a number of online relationships with a variety of different people, most notable of which being a man who she
I like how she stays modest because everyone's looking at her hot body, right? She's like, I gotta have the what is this called, a hijab, something like that, and then she covers completely up when she goes swimming because she got to be modest because people are looking at her lustfully. With lust in their hearts. So they're looking at that big slab of meat. And they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, put that guy in jail then. Put that man in jail. That dude does not deserve freedom. He doesn't deserve sunshine and fresh air like the rest of us. He needs to be in a dark, dank dungeon kind of scenario, right? Where you slide gruel under the door and he doesn't get to see people or nothing. Put that guy there. Anybody that looks at this and says, yeah, I'd fuck that. Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
fished into buying her a plane ticket twice, only for them
She looks
to
like a Gorlock. Yeah, that thing is fucked up too. Jesus needs to come back, dude. And like start fucking cracking heads, dude.
never meet. And the
Just
more
saying.
infamous incident
Or I'm gonna do it. Or I'm going to, do I have to start doing that? Do I have to start going and like flipping over money changing tables and shit? Because the fucking security at the check cashing place is pretty tight. I seen it. And I understand that too, because people who go in there have felonies. That's a thing. Dan stopped for $1 and he says cheeseburgers with a link, and then he gives another $4 and says I meant 5. You get 1 bell for that. You get 1 bell, but I appreciate it and thank you.
The bathroom couple. After catfishing a couple online, lying about both her age and appearance, she would arrive
Wait. He also said he wants, you want 23 for LeBron? 23 for LeBron. $33. LeBron has failed you. I don't know sports references. And I don't care to know, so don't be like, don't give them to me. Don't be like, oh, LeBron is the best shooting person of all time. Don't give a shit. Watch your goy ball. Don't give a shit. I don't give a hot shit, dude.
Hey, come get my truck! Will you come here, son? Come here, give me that truck back. Man.
I don't know how much I can't play this. I can't play this. I'll get popped by YouTube. I can't play this. Hold on. I can play a little bit.
Yo, crusty behind away from me. Man, I'll suck your dick, man. What you say to me? I'll suck your dick, man.
He's like, all right. All right, fine, whatever.
their home, only to be turned down after the couple
Tweety Logic, for $5, he says, bell me in 24. Tweety's a boomer, too. And I know I started off yelling about boomers, but it's just, it's a generalization. It's also about women, right? It's not all women. It is just the vast majority of them. It's just ridiculous. It's in their nature. 17. Ha ha! Ha ha! I win again! I have won yet again.
realized that they had been catfished.
No one can beat me here. It has actually been a while.
Despite this, the couple would still allow Chantal to spend the night on the couch, as it was late and she had traveled a great distance to meet them. But this would not be the end of the story. She would get up in the middle of the night needing to use the restroom.
And just piss herself. She'd wake up, right? And she'd be like, I'm going to piss myself anyway. Even though I have the ability to make it to the bathroom, I'm just going to piss myself like a wild animal.
And absolute chaos would ensue.
I don't think I should have shown up there drunk because I was like, hey, it's probably so annoying. So, they were the girlfriend was just kind of like, from the get-go, the girlfriend, I don't know what her problem was. If she either wasn't attracted to me.
No. What? Nobody's that straight.
Or she didn't like me, and she was jealous. You know what I mean?
It's probably jealousy. It's probably because if I saw this big behemoth fucking thunder in like a herd of buffalo, I would cross my arms and I'd be like, huh. Jesus Christ, dude. I know this level of delusion is not typical of all women, but there is a certain level of delusion typical of all women. This is just this is a spicy case. This is a holy shit wild case. She's just jealous. Okay, I can't. I don't even know what to say. You guys are going to sit here and suffer with me. All of you. This is Sulk Stream Purgatory, and you all know what you did. Oh, don't make me list off the sins that got you here, because it is appropriate that we have to sit here and watch this fat multiple chin bitch talk about how fucking jealous other women are of her hot, stinking body.
She would, the whole night she was like looking at me like she didn't pay attention to me. She would just give me dirty looks. And then the guy was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. Sorry, we're just really tired,
Sorry.
you know.
And she's Canadian. That's not the worst thing about you, but it doesn't help.
I was like, okay. So he's like, here, I'll set you up your own little space. Like, he was nice.
Dan Snot says, John, you're a sinner. Am I not sitting here too, motherfucker? Am I also with you guys? I said we're all in this together. We are going to purge the sins from our body together as a group. And we're going to come out stronger because of it.
And I remember trying to sleep and looking out the window, and everything was spinning. Like, it was just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And oh my God. So I ran like through the little hall, and it was a small bathroom apartment. So their bedroom was right there beside the bathroom. I'm like, they're going to hear everything. They find the bathroom. So it comes out both ends. And I had a skirt on. And a G-string.
It wasn't a G-string. It was a tie-down strap they put on semi-trucks. You know, they crank it down.
The barf goes projectile all over their wall. The poop goes all over their floor. No towels, no paper towel anywhere in the bathroom. No toilet paper. So at this point, I was like panicking.
So you shit and puke all over. Let me get this story straight. You go to a place for a menage a trois. And both of the people that were going to participate in this menage a trois decided to opt out and go to bed. And yet you stayed there and then shit and puked all over their bathroom. And then, oh my goodness, please tell us how you got out of this situation.
But they didn't wake up. They were still sleeping somehow. I didn't hear any movement. I didn't know what to do.
During another interaction with a couple that
I'll tell you what she did, because I've actually seen that story before. She used her sweater to wipe up the shit off the ground and then just left it there and left the house. So the next day, a couple walks into their bathroom and sees a shit-covered sweater on the floor. And there's also puke everywhere. But she was just jealous. She's just jealous. I mean, she was wearing a G-string, so it must have been sprayed over, just sprayed across like a goddamn, like a lawn sprinkler, right? It splits the stream. I should have said content warning before I started this show. Or any show I do. Because this is making me sick. It's making me sick.
she had met online, she would describe the female as being smelly, stating that her bodily hygiene was some of the poorest that she had ever seen. Despite this, Chantal would still go through with it, bringing it up every once in a while during her storytime mukbangs. Another infamous incident of Chantal becoming
Is she farting?
entangled with someone she probably shouldn't have would be the infamous homeless man. She didn't even remember
She
this
fucks homeless people. Dan? Dan's not. Dan?
guy's name.
You got one right here.
Just the night that they shared together beside a lake.
So, my homeless lover.
Oh, that's just a great way to start any story. If if somebody was like, "So my homeless lover," I'm like, "Okay, stop right there. I need to get a chair. I'm invested. I'm in this story right now. I'm there with you. Take me there." Your homeless lover, which is a wild sentence to start. That is a hot opener. That is a hot opener. But go on.
As I'm walking home, I see this guy. He wasn't too scruffy looking, but he was kind of scruffy, you know. So we start talking, and I was just like, I was attracted to him, you know.
Yeah, naturally.
And I think he just really wanted some or something, you know. So like, let's go.
And it looks like you have plenty. He wanted some, and you clearly have plenty. So the man was starving. And you lured him back on the promise of food. And forced him to have sex with you. So you were like pulling a sandwich away from him. And you're all like, "Put your dick in me." And he's like, "Oh." So you raped him. So you raped the man. Because he was starving. He was dying. Right? And he just needed food in any way to get it. And you wrote. That is something. This is like the plot to I Am Sam, dude. This is sad.
Sit on the rock and have a cigarette. My cigarettes, but whatever. He was homeless. Give him a break. Got to find out he was homeless, and he told me a bit about himself. He said he got kicked out at his dad's. His dad was an abusive asshole, so he's been couch surfing. But his friend's girlfriend was like,
she wears a hublob. Okay, all right.
You can't stay here, So
okay.
So there he was in between places. So he was gonna just wander around and sleep on a park bench, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't really care. I was just like, "Give me that D."
Chantal would have encounters like this for years, and has slowly told us every single one of these stories through one of her Storytime Mukbang YouTube videos. But upon meeting her first legitimate boyfriend, Pete, she would do a number of things that would define her in the years to follow.
This is boyfriend material right here. Oh, and not as a spoiler warning, but he becomes trans later on in the story arc. Me and Jess used to watch a lot about this lady back in 2023. Then we kind of lost track. But this is Pete's. And I think he's a girl now. He still has the same haircut. He just puts a skirt and lipstick on. I think he still has the beard too. But he just puts a skirt and lipstick on and then walks around with a boner in like public places. Like most trans people. Monsters.
Soon after starting the relationship with Pete, Chantal would
This is not sped up. She just fucking chows, dude. She gets to work.
Move in with him, and realize that he was almost the exact opposite of what she was looking for in a romantic partner.
She looks like a fat ninja because she has no income, no job, and no assets.
While Pete thoroughly loved Chantal, it seemed like she had none for him, even starting another relationship with a man named Paul. Paul was incredibly bad to Chantal and would
What is this thing right here? What is this creation? Is this like a brownie? Is this a gigantic brownie? You got a whole ass brownie? You're just going to go to town on that shit? Like, this is your Saturday night, huh? And like the rest of the pizzas are off screen. She got more. This is just her on camera pizza, right? She got a lot more. There's a whole stack of them. You ever see Home Alone when that's like how the pizza guy comes. It's just a big fucking stack of pizzas. And like, he's like, here you go. Pissed me off that Home Alone movie because it's like fucking 15 pizzas. And he's like, yeah, that'll be $120. I'm like, what? That's like the cost of like 3 pizzas now. That's insane.
Even end up sleeping with one of her friends. Pete's knew about.
Is it a cookie? No, it's like brown. It's like a brownie.
All of this, and despite it, he would remain with Chantal, even telling her that she could have relationships with other men because he loved her so much and wanted her to be happy. Despite all of the concessions that Pete's had made, it was not enough for Chantal. She needed more in her life, and began to see a man named Bibby. And she would fall head over heels for Bibby, breaking things off with Pete's and Paul. Another massive thing that would happen.
She's still eating because she's always eating. That's just what she does. She eats. There's nothing positive about her. There's nothing positive. $50 for an artisan pizza. Yeah, so it's like 3 pizzas, yeah.
Would be the start of her YouTube channel. Initially known as Chantal, the content would consist of low-quality beauty.
It's okay, everybody. It's diet. She got Diet Pepsi. So, it's she's health conscious. This is actually a fitness channel. And she's going to fit this whole chicken in her mouth.
Videos and mukbangs, some of which would feature Bibby, who we would get to know better as time went on. Bibby is a
usual suspects, huh?
Man from Senegal and was a
Senegal?
practicing Muslim. He was very soft-spoken and often seemed disinterested in Chantal. He would be featured in a great...
No, he don't like you at all. He just wants to stay in Canada. Which I guess is, second place behind America. I would, like, if I'm coming from Senegal, I would rather be in America than Canada. Just like everybody.
Number of her videos, but not all of them. Mainly the ones being about Chantal's weight loss journey. For a short while her channel was just beginning, Chantal would claim that she was going to embark on a fitness journey, posting a vast number of videos pertaining to the concept, only to delete every single video a short while after, and claim that her channel was no longer...
Look at how she floats. You know why? Because fat is lighter than water. Because of the oil content, and so she can just drift at sea for days, and then a passenger cruise liner would hit her and it would sink.
About weight loss, but she wasn't just deleting
a tragedy. She'd be okay.
Videos. She was also deleting comments and responding to people, raging at people who were critical of her failed weight loss journey, and making a number of statements which were.
You want to do a foodie stream? Jess, what is a foodie stream? What is a foodie stream? Like a foodie beauty stream? Like this chick? You want to, like I'm doing right now? Or do you want to, like, feed me things off camera? Or just stand there to feed me different things off camera while I sit here?
Were either inflammatory or untrue. This is when people began to realize that this was a cycle that repeated itself unto eternity.
She doesn't look okay. She looks insane.
With members of Hater Nation creating a helpful chart to display the Chantal cycle to all of those who do not understand it. As you can see, the Chantal cycle consists of 4 parts.
She's gonna explode like a dead whale. I mean, if like she was on the beach and like, because she looks pretty bloated, I would expect something like that. You could probably pierce her side, and the gas coming out would like, you could like ignite it. Like run a town.
Weight loss attempt, breakdown, binge, and awakening. Stage 1 of the cycle is the weight loss attempt, consisting of things like counting calories.
I can't just find an Asian and force him to eat things for my show, all right? Royce has spent years cultivating a show where finally he got an Asian to come on and eat things on his show. I can't just rattle that off. I mean, like, Asians aren't common. I'm kidding. They're fucking everywhere.
lecture videos, and soft-spoken healthy grocery hauls. The second part of the cycle is what I consider to be the most entertaining, and it is called the breakdown, consisting of things like community section purges, comment purges, blaming everyone else for her actions but herself,
Accurate. Yep.
and videos admitting that she failed the diet and has been binging off camera. The third part of the cycle is called the binge, and it is the full-blown fallout and culmination of all of the things that Chantal has been up to in previous stages of the cycle. It consists of things like comments and video ratings being
What is she eating? What is that giant platter of food?
disabled, a drop in subscriber and view count, and fast food mukbangs. Then we have part 4, The Awakening. Emotional videos involving crying, admitting she can't go on like this, comments are re-enabled, apologizing to the people she's attacked, admitting it was wrong to go back to filming mukbangs, and plans of a new diet. As you can see, this vicious cycle
It is a cycle. This is mentally unhealthy. I wonder how much money she makes on YouTube. She can't make that much money on YouTube.
perfectly repeats itself. The slow transition of good thoughts and plans into disastrous meltdowns and rages, with the top half of the circle being extremely positive while the bottom half is Chantal at her worst. Chantal will always be at some point in this cycle no matter where I am in this video, sometimes going through the cycle quicker than usual, especially when she was under increased pressure due to a controversy. The year was 2018. Chantal and Bibi were living the dream life, with her YouTube channel even beginning to see some increased success. But things would
That dude's just happy not to be in Senegal anymore, dude. He's just like, I don't care. I'm not in the fucking Africa.
not remain perfect forever, as a couple of posts would pop up on the Kiwi Farms with some allegations against her. This Kiwi Farms user claimed that they were close to Chantal during their childhood, and described Chantal as treating her siblings very badly, as well as revealing that her grandmother had been supporting her financially. All of this would send Chantal into a rage. She would dox the Kiwi Farms user and threaten to call CPS to take her 2 children away, all because she had been critical of Chantal. She would also find herself quickly embroiled in yet another controversy with a content creator called Zachary Michael. Zachary Michael had made a video talking about Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn Reed, including Chantal's image in the thumbnail. She didn't like this one bit and would leave Zachary a nasty comment under the video. So if you don't take my pic out of your thumbnail, I will claim copyright because I am that bitch. You need my permission, which you do not have. And if you are concerned about my mean comment, but you have seen the other comments below, by the way, your videos are painfully dry.
And no, you don't need somebody's permission for that.
Zachary Michael would respond with, "The Chantal Show, didn't you say in your video today that you were going to stop caring about the so-called haters?" She never did, and months later would find herself in yet another controversy which did involve copyright claims. For those who don't know, it's kind of an unspoken rule between YouTube content creators that we don't copyright claim each other. Unless it's a blatant one-for-one rip of their product, it's usually a bad idea to do it, especially since the channels covering Chantal were both transformative and well within the means of fair use. So later in the year, when she filed copyright claims on a channel called Spitting Drama Llama, there would be some issues. Spitting Drama Llama would try to reach out to Chantal, stating that there was no ill will, even offering to remove all of the content featuring Foodie on her channel. Spitting Drama Llama...
Okay, all right. I don't know if I can take that much more. Wasn't I doing another thing? I'm going to go back to this, okay? I'm sorry, I got bored by that. And it's my show.
For that loan. Well, how about the mortgage? That is a different story. The lowest interest rate you can hope for is about 6% right now. So let's imagine our 35-year-old has an excellent credit score. A 6% rate on a 300K home with 3.5% down using a 30-year FHA loan with an average Idaho PMI, property tax, and home insurance comes out to just over $2,100 per month. That's about $25,000 per year. There's a problem. They were only saving $20,000 per year. Now, obviously, we're cutting their rent to help with that. That saves them $8,000 per year. However, their utilities are now going to cost more, probably an extra $1,000 yearly. Their savings in total will now be $27,000 per year before the mortgage. And that's with assuming a paid off car, no subscriptions, eating as cheaply as humanly possible, never eating out, cheapest phone plan possible, assuming nothing goes remotely wrong, no budget for holidays, vacations, or any other luxury, no budget for 401k, Roth IRA, any retirement, and no budget for savings. They'd be able to afford the mortgage with $2,000 left to spare every year. All of that,
$2,000 is not a lot of money. $2,000 is not enough to. No, you're not gonna be able to
for
do that.
this. 1,100 square feet and built during World War II.
But hey, look, it's got a yard. $2,100 a month for that.
Only the top half of the nation at age 35 can afford that, much less anyone younger. And they would have no life to go with it. How about this? How much does it cost to comfortably afford a newer starter home, be able to afford a decent
Don't forget mortgage. Yeah, PMI, what is PMI? How much is PMI? I don't know.
car, put money in 401k, buy some new, more expensive items each year, and go on a vacation yearly while still having enough money to cover emergencies and save a little bit. I'm not talking first class seats, international trips, and Corvettes here, just basic vacations, a newer sedan or SUV, and economy seating on flights. Basically, how much does it cost to live comfortably while investing in your future and owning a home? That number is roughly $120,000 per year. What percentage of people under 35 hit that number? Roughly 10%. At least regarding real estate, most Americans cannot be...
120K? Like, okay, that's per household, right? You're not even doing that great at 120. You're fine, right? But like at 120K, you're not living a high life. You are like, I don't know. You're like a normal person in 1997. That right? Because you have like an average job in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Begin the American dream until they are middle-aged. Well, what were things like back in ye olden days? Let's rewind the clock a bit. 1975, 50 years ago, over half of boomers were adults. The median age of a first-time homebuyer was 29. A decent starter home, a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, costs $30,000 US.
$30,000? And they're going to be like, well, we made less. I guess, but it's like not that much less.
With an FHA loan, you can get a down payment for as low as $1,050. Closing costs are much simpler back then. Title fees and recording, you're looking at maybe $500. Prepaids might run you another $300. Your upfront at bare minimum is roughly $1,900. $1,900. How many people can afford to save for that? Median salary for an individual under 35 years old in 1975 is about $11,500. After taxes, they're taking home about $9,200 a year. How much can that person?
After taxes, so that's like... So taxes were a lot lower then, too. Because what do they take out now? Like 30... On income tax, it's like 30-something? 35? I don't know.
Person live off of. If someone was extremely frugal in 1975... this is what it would look like. Adding in a buffer for stuff goes wrong, their bare minimum costs are $4,500 per year. That leaves them with $4,700 in savings per year, half of their annual post-tax take. They could save for the entire house down payment and closing costs in less than 6 months. How about the mortgage? Interest rates were high back in 1975, around 9%. A 9% rate on a $29,000 loan after the down payment comes out to $233 per month, principal and interest. Add taxes and insurance, and your total payment is $273 per month. There isn't a problem. They are taking home $766 a month. The mortgage is $273 a month. That is 35% of their take-home pay. Even on a single income, a 29-year-old in 1975 can buy a house, pay all their bills, and still have money left over for a car, furniture, or a family vacation. To afford the above, you needed to just be a top 45% earner under 35 years old. Basically, if you had a full-time career, you were in. Oh, and you don't get a shack. Your starter home looks like this, and it's
Big B Trucker says 65 to 70K is the median income for a family of 4. These days, 65 to 70, like says 70K is the median. Okay. Yeah, but most people are poor. The vast majority of people are poor. Even like making 120K is like what somebody who made an average median income back in these times would be, right? And how many people make 120K? It's a lot of money.
brand new, built in the 70s, not made in World War II, and probably twice the square footage. Okay, well that's just boomers, not Gen X, says your dad, or anyone over 45 who is watching this. Let's look at 1990.
Who's over 45? I'm not. Dan? Are you over? Shimo says I'm poor.
1995.
I don't mean to laugh about that.
30 years ago.
Sorry.
Gen X is 50.
It's just funny how you said it. You're like very simply, I'm poor. I'm glad you're here.
15 to 30 years old, nearly all of them adults. The median age of
Tejas, how old are you, Tejas?
first-time homebuyer at this time is 31. A solid starter home costs about $95,000. With an FHA loan, your 3.5% down payment is $3,325. Fees have gone up a bit. Origination, title, and appraisal will run you about $1,500. Prepaids will hit you for another $800. Your upfront at bare minimum is roughly
46, I think. So you're above 45.
$5,700.
Did I say who's below 45? I don't know. I forget.
$5,700.
Forget what I said.
How many people can afford to save for that? Median salary for an individual under 35 years old in 1995 is about $28,000. After taxes, they're taking home about $22,000. How much can a person live off of at the time? If someone was extremely frugal in 1995, it would look like this. Adding in the stuff goes wrong buffer, their bare minimum costs are $12,000 per year. That leaves them with $10,000 in savings per year. They can save for the entire down payment in about 7 to 8 months. How about the mortgage? Interest rates are a little better than 2 decades previous, around 8%. An 8% rate on a $91,675 loan comes out to $672 per month. Add taxes and insurance, roughly $100 a month, and your total payment is $772 a month. Still, no problem.
That's less than most people will spend on their car in a month.
They're taking home $1,833 a month. The mortgage is $772 a month. That is 42% of their take-home pay. It's definitely tighter than 1975. They might need to be careful with their budget or maybe get a roommate or spouse to help, but it is completely achievable. Here's your starter home built in 1995. Again, a new build. Remember, this is what someone making median income could barely afford now. So, was buying real estate, adjusting for inflation and wages, not just for the cost of real estate, easier back then? Yes. Is it harder for Gen Z now? By a long shot. Also, yes. Unable to afford homes, young people are turning to risky investments and reckless spending.
Gamble! Gamble that shit. Gamble. That's what you should do. Or you can sell a kidney. But even if you sell a kidney, what do you get? 20 grand? You get 20 grand, and then what do you do with 20 grand? That's not enough for a down payment on a house. What you need to gamble. Invest in the stock market. Buy some meme coin or something like that. Or go to Vegas and put it all on red. Or you could donate it to the Sulk stream. This is not financial advice. And you would be a fool to go to me for financial advice.
In desperation.
I do not recommend you guys take anything I say as financial advice. And if you were to take what I said as financial advice, you deserve what's coming to you. Because you're an idiot anyway.
And despair. But without doing the math or caring quite often, the older generation
Sell a kid, get $250,000. You have to make a kid then. And the thing is, when you make a kid, you tend to love it. And so that's why they cost more. Also, there's a bunch of questions like, where's our grandson? And like that kind of shit that you have to like figure out. It's a lot more complicated, I'm just saying.
and the ultra wealthy.
Where's our grandson? You know, the kid that was here. He was like 5. Just all fucking shoulders. And you're in a fucking Porsche.
Immune from the effects of everything, such as inflation and regulatory, assume everyone can
Not worth it if you're under 200 pounds right now. They have weight brackets. Oh, wait. What? You can't.
do the journey they did.
Renee's, you can sell your kids. 3 white ones, they'll probably, I think they have to be a certain age. Right? They can't be too old. They're too old, they're going to remember where they're from and stuff like that and make their way home and stuff. And or I don't know. It's been a long time since I was in the human trafficking market, so married now.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live
You
here,
know.
then maybe you should not live here.
Ben Shapiro is absolutely correct.
Ben Shapiro is fucking retarded. He's not retarded, he's a liar. Ben Shapiro is a liar.
The people who are upset at Ben Shapiro are a bunch of dipshit
And you're a homo.
hipsters who went hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, are paying $5,000 or $6,000 a month in their rent, can never get out from under their rent payment.
$5,000 or $6,000 a month for rent? $5,000 or $6,000. I mean, in New York, you could do that. $5,000 or $6,000 a month for rent. That's a lot. That's a lot of rent.
Or their liberal arts bull degree.
$50 for a plasma dono over 200 pounds can do twice a week, takes up 2 hours. I weigh over 200 pounds. Twice a week. See, the thing is, I don't want people to have my blood. That's it. And $50 twice a week. No, $100 a month. That's $400 a month. I do have a lot of blood. I'm like 230. I definitely have that much blood. I might have to do that. I might have to fucking start selling my blood.
If you're
That ain't bad. $50 twice a week.
smart person, go to the University of Texas, graduate with little to no debt, live in a modest apartment, put down a down payment, and buy a $500,000 home. This problem doesn't exist in Texas.
In Texas. $500,000? This problem doesn't exist in Texas? I don't think this guy is being honest. Or he just doesn't have any idea. Like, really? What is a modest apartment to you? Like, does it have bullet holes in it?
Texas. It doesn't exist in a lot of markets.
So are we supposed to just leave our hometown, our friends, our families?
Honey, to sell my blood, $50 twice a week.
So $100 a week?
$400 a month. You think they want my blood?
Yeah. They want all the blood they can get.
They want all the blood they can get? Do they take like baths in it?
I'm sure someone in the company does something weird with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh no.
Can you sell other people's blood?
Like what, on the black market? Yeah.
Dan Snot says, yeah, but no one wants HIV positive blood. It's my blood type, though. What can I do?
Because what? Corporate buyers and immigrants took the jobs in real estate? By their logic, we should all move to rural Kansas or
Things
Nebraska.
are going well, huh, Joe? I mean, $400 a month is 400 fucking bucks a month, bro. I'm sorry. What? Like, what do you want?
Gonna turn their nose up to 400.
I mean, it's $400 a month. That ain't bad, dude.
Make more.
An extra $400 a month ain't bad.
You make more blood.
I do make more blood. I'm making blood all the time, and sometimes like I'll just like cut myself, and then I'm bleeding for free.
That's money on the floor.
I know that she has to clean up, right? And then she's like, "You're bleeding all over the furniture." I'm like, "I know." I'm still eating. Losing a lot of blood.
Of course, when the problem reaches there, and it will, what do we do next? No matter.
O negative is the universal donor. When they have the positive next to it, that means they have the RH factor, which is something rhesus factor. I don't know. It's a weird thing that blood has, but people that don't have that are universal donors. An O positive cannot donate to anybody positive cannot donate to a negative type because it'll fuck them up. But negative types can donate to positive types. So, yeah.
Radically move for prices over and over again. Listen, I agree. Everyone should try to pull themselves up by your boots.
RH real hose. Yeah, that's right. Real hose.
Look how big he is.
He is a big kitty. You want to put him on the screen? There he
Oh,
is.
he's mad. He's like, don't give me
Negative is the RH thing? Negative is the RH thing. Did I get that wrong? I don't think so.
Straps. Work hard and smart. Find opportunities and take risks. But those used to make you rich. The average American young adult 50 years ago could buy a starter home, a car, vacation, invest, and be completely fine on a normal career job for 30 years.
And a normal career job is like, you know, taking pictures when somebody walks, or like developing photos, right? Somebody walks in and they like, here's my camera roll. And they're like, all right. And they put it in the machine and then they're done. And then that's it. Or like checking out groceries. Like this is going towards my house payment. I do this and I go beep. That's a house payment.
Years. Those who were smart worked super hard and took risks, often made out like
Bill Gates is not smart. Bill Gates is evil. There's a difference. Like he didn't create the graphical user interface. That was Windows at the time. He bought it with his dad's money, and then he sold it.
bandits. Good for them. Now you have to hit top 10%.
He also did some pretty fucking stinky things, and he's still a bad person.
Just to have a shot at what used to be average. And listen, I'm a conservative, but Trump certainly doesn't care.
You have a lot of people have housing that...
No, look, politicians don't care. The government doesn't care. The government is designed to screw you over, right? Trump wants to fucking bring up housing prices more, which the boomers love because they're rich and they want to be richer. That's understandable, right? But it comes at the expense of everybody else that came after him. And the boomers did sell their kids for money. They did. They sold us into slavery so they could become rich. And now they call everybody who can't make that money that they owe, they call us lazy or entitled or something like that. Well, I think we are basically entitled to exactly what you guys got. A reasonable economy to be born into, not mountains of debt that our parents decided to borrow against our name. I think I'm entitled not to have to pay off somebody else's debt. Is that crazy? Is that a crazy thing? When the boomers came around, there wasn't $40 trillion in debt. They were well into adulthood when the $1 trillion mark hit, right? And they were doing it. They were like, yeah, let's fucking run that bitch.
Because we have such a strong time and such a strong market, their houses are very valuable. It's a big part of their net worth, their house. I don't want to knock those numbers down because I want them to continue to have a big...
No, you should. You should absolutely knock those numbers down. The boomers don't deserve any more money. They don't. They don't deserve the money they have now, but they definitely don't deserve more of it. We have to pay $1 trillion a year just into Social Security specifically for boomers. A few Gen Xers, but no millennials. No, zero millennials will ever receive any Social Security. And Gen Z, millennials and Gen Z are going to have to pay into Social Security our entire lives, which is just another tax. It's not a social net or anything like that. When we grow old, if we can't support ourselves, we will die. We have to pay for the boomers now because their cruises and stuff, they need more of those. They need more cruises. They need all the cruises. They love cruises. Oh my God, they love their cruises.
Big value for the house. So I want to take care of the people.
I think Gen X is fucked on SSI too. Yeah, some Gen X will be all right, but most will not. Most Gen Xers will not receive Social Security either.
People that have houses that have a value to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy.
Moving on from real estate, what else is plaguing Gen Z? My 20-year-old son.
Dan Snot says, I'm younger Gen Z. I want to retire after I hit my 20th year at my job. What the fuck are you talking about, Dan? You're older than I am. I've met you, dude. Aren't you going on a cruise, John? Yeah. Yes. What's your point?
Son doesn't date. His friends don't date.
Yeah, I'm going on a cruise with the boys. You know? The fucking ROTC gang. It's going to be a thing. It's a work trip. All right? What are you, the government?
My friends' kids don't date. What is going on? Yeah, the dating...
You're younger Gen X. There you go.
Market has gotten weird. I'm just going to list off a few different things that have completely changed in the dating world for Gen Z. For one, the Me Too movement. Young men, especially liberal ones, are still reeling from the effects of the Me Too movement.
Z is next to the X. That's right. Yeah, see? Okay, yeah.
Too afraid of the social...
I had to check your work. I'm like, okay, so that's Z. That's the X. Okay.
Consequences and or false accusations. It isn't worth it. The worst she can say is no longer true. A false accusation, depending on your religious and political affiliation, popularity, and establishment in a community friend group.
After being falsely accused of rape by a classmate, Winetta Gibson, he spent close to 6... I bet Winetta Gibson was fucking ugly too. Spent close to 6 years imprisoned and 5 years on parole. In 2012, his conviction was overturned when his accuser confessed that she had fabricated the entire story. She's like, yeah, I made all that shit up. And then everyone was like, okay, well, no harm, no foul. Did she go to jail? No. No, she doesn't go to jail. She doesn't go to jail. Nothing happens to her. Ever. Nothing happened. Nothing happens to the false accusers. There is nothing to be lost. And there's quite a bit to be gained, right? There's sympathy. There's book deals. There's interviews. You can remain anonymous. There's an entire civil suit that you can actually gain a lot of money from. There is so much to be gained and absolutely nothing to be lost.
Group can be the difference between a headache or jail time. Even without the criminal aspects, you can be socially crucified, not just locally, but to the whole world. Social media allows a random girl's sob story to be heard by millions. High standard.
Exactly. And you know what you get? You get that go fuck me money. I think I mispronounced it. But it's pretty accurate.
Speaking of social media, it truly has gone to people's heads, especially women. The standards are so incredibly high.
See, the fish picture is the issue. Stop taking pictures with fish. I'll tell you why men do this. Women specifically take pictures of themselves constantly. They're always taking pictures with their friends, or like, take a cute picture of me here. Oh, look at me. Look, oh, I'm here. I'm pulling up the boulder. Oh, look, here I am in Paris. Oh, look at pictures and pictures and pictures. Constantly. And men don't like pictures. I don't like pictures. I'm not a fan of pictures. I have to take pictures with my wife because she'll crucify me if I don't take pictures with her. But I don't do them myself. The one time it is acceptable for a man to say, can I get a picture of me? It's when he's holding a fucking monster ass fish. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, I get it. So, that he caught, not just in like grocery store or something like that. I should do that. I should go get a fish picture of me with a fucking grocery store fish. Like in the packaging, I'll be like, right? I'm all stoked. That's a big one. What is that? Is it a salmon? Looks like a salmon. Yeah. So that's why men always put fish pictures on their dating profiles.
Most young men don't or can't live up to them.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3.
Can we guess? Okay, so like plus 6 figures a year, 6 feet tall, obviously. Plus 6 figures a year. You have a house, possibly paid off, I would guess. You're driven, funny, quirky. No kids, but I have kids. You have to have 2 cars, a fun car, and then like a minivan to fucking port around her fucking crotch demons in, and $1 million in the bank for this haggard, used up tissue of a woman.
3 kids. Number 1 is that you need to be making at least $130K. You
I'm not going to put on the hat because it's fucking so obvious.
have to have at least 3 cars under your name. You have to have...
Okay. 3 cars, I said 2, but I'm still going to count that.
a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. And if you cannot meet those requirements...
A second property? Why? Why do you need 2 houses? Why do you need 2 houses? Why do you... Yeah, 3 black kids, right? Why do you need 2 houses? And what makes you think you deserve that? You get nutted in by fucking losers. No, fuck you. No, Consuela, you are going to be poor forever. And good, you deserve it. You absolutely deserve that shit. 100%. You made your situation by spreading your legs and like just getting fucking blown out, dude. Just absolutely back shots after back shots. I guarantee you those kids don't have the same dad. Guaranteed. And you know what? Those dads, they don't got 2 properties. They don't got 3 cars in their names. They don't make $130K. They're cute.
Young women aren't the same. I'm saying it like it is, and the data backs it up. Any young man, especially conservative religious young men, want a pure girl, not someone who has been, let's say, heavily participating in hookup culture. That is exceptionally rare nowadays. 90% of women have lost their virginity before 18. Half of women 22 years old have had sex with 3 or more.
Well, women be sluts, dude. Thanks. Not gonna say it.
And many I personally know would rather be single forever than deal with a girl who has oxytocin-fueled, semi-permanent biological attachments to other men. Pornography. This is a huge issue amongst youth.
Holy shit. Hold on. Go away. OnlyFans is possibly the most revenue-efficient company in the world, and then no one comes even close. Oh my God. Revenue per employee. $37 million per employee. Per person that works there. And the people who work there might make $100K. They might make more, I don't know. But like, It's not that expensive. And they fucking generate 37 milli? 37 milli. $37 million. Holy shit.
Young men. Since women are very difficult to attain, they'll turn that.
But here's the thing. What that's not honest about this. OnlyFans doesn't consider its creators employees, right? If you're an OnlyFans whore, you're just a whore. You're not an employee of OnlyFans. They got like 30 guys that work there and then just like moderate. I don't know what they do there. I honestly don't know what they do. But it doesn't take a lot of people. It doesn't take a lot of people, and all the money comes from millions of fucking whores said, yeah, I want to be rich, and you can look at my vagina. It's something.
Sexual attention elsewhere. It's easier and faster for a man to see more beautiful naked women in a month than the richest king in history would see in a lifetime.
I guess that's roughly true. I mean, like, if you're going through it, if you're like blasting, yeah.
Problem. A huge problem. You doubt? The results speak for themselves. Here's the percentage of Americans who are married and own a home at age 30. In 1960, it was 52%, 1970, 48%, 1980, 45%, 1990, 43%, 2000, 35%, 2010, 25%, and in 2025, it is only 12%. 88% of Gen Z men are single, and only 7% have kids. It is hard to find decent girls.
7%? 7%? 7% of Gen Z men. That's wild. 7%. 93% of men in Gen Z don't have kids. Damn.
As a Gen Z guy. And yet, by everything I've heard from older people, porn didn't exist when they were kids. Neither did OnlyFans. Girls were modest and fairly easy to come by. You just met one in your local town and that was it. So, do Gen Z young men have it easier or harder when it comes to girls? I think the answer is pretty clear. College was a lie. College used to mean something. Prestige and connections, sure, depending on how personable you were and what university you went to. But it also meant something else. It signified that you were smarter than most other people. It doesn't mean that anymore. In 1950, 6.2% of the US population had a bachelor's degree. It was pretty rare.
You have a fish picture, okay. Well, do you want me to show the fish picture, Dan?
You were living high and you were smart. In 1975, 25 years later, 14% of the US population had a bachelor's degree. And in 2025, it's about 40%. We are en route in probably the next 10 years to mean it is more rare not to have a bachelor's degree than to have one.
I'm rare because I don't have a fucking bachelor's degree. Nope. Nope. No.
Supply and demand, and there's a ton of supply of bachelor's degrees now. A, college doesn't have the same prestige as it used to because everyone gets let in and everyone graduates. B,
that's true. Look, college is about, well, really, it's the banks. And like they want to give you the student loans, right? It's become a student loan market. If they can sign you up when you're 18 years old to take out $250,000 and then there's no at like 11% or like fucking higher, like 17%, it's insane. And then you can't discharge that in bankruptcy. You are a slave. From then on forward, for the rest of your time on this planet, you are a slave. I don't care what degree you get. You could be a fucking doctor. You could be a lawyer. It doesn't matter. You're going to be a slave forever. A lot of lawyers go to school and then they graduate and shit like that. And they come out and they're like, finally, I'm a lawyer. And then, can't get dick for work. Oh, because there's actually a lot more involved, right? A lot of lawyers went to law school, came out, could not find a job. Could not find the job. I imagine it's probably pretty similar for doctors, but doctors don't make as much as you think they make. They're actually making a lot less than you would think.
Because college is so easy and there are so many total graduates, you're no longer rare if you have a degree. You're just like half the nation. If you're in your 20s, having a college degree no longer helps you find a job faster. College graduates now have the same job finding rate as high school graduates. Only about half of US workers with a bachelor's degree secure employment in a college level job within a year of graduation.
And then, not only do you have to pay for a goddamn apartment that's some wild amount of money, unless you're able to live at home, but then you have your fucking dad all over your case about you being lazy. You have the college loan, right? And then you have to have a car. There's no way you can live in America without having a car. Unless you want to live in the middle of the city, but then you're spending more than that on your fucking apartment. So you have to have a car. And then all the insurance and the taxes and all that bullshit. There's no way you're going to make it. There's just no way. Once you sign that piece of paper, you're screwed. You're screwed, dude.
The other half end up underemployed, typically for about 10 years. Americans with 4-year college degrees now comprise a record 25% of total unemployment. Most degrees at most universities are not just worthless, they're a net negative. Why? If they can't land you a job and they cost anywhere from $20 to $150K to gain the degree, what is the point? Back when Gen X and Boomers were going to university, it was an easy cheat code to a basically guaranteed corporate job where they could easily climb the ladder and, within a couple of years, build the American dream. Gen Z was taught to do the same. Parents and teachers taught it. Heck, it was just assumed in most.
Oh yeah. When I was in school, they're all like, "You're gonna be losers if you don't go to college," and they all did. They all went to I know very few people that didn't go to college. I didn't go but everyone thought I was stupid, and they're probably right. But everybody's stupid. Some people are definitely more stupid than others. But they're like, you need to know how to work a mop or something like that. My teachers would say shit like that to me. You're going to be pushing a shopping cart. I'd be like, well, yeah, how else am I going to buy groceries? They don't like it when you make comebacks like that. They really, really don't.
Circles that you'd go to college, but I know it wasn't mine. The promise was good.
Don't you use a shopping cart?
Connections and gainful employment. Another promise that turned out to be a lie. Jobs. In any
You went to radio college. What the hell is radio college? What is that? Is that like an army thing?
senior positions in white collar, the job market is in the toilet. People are getting laid off left and right.
Knob says the overall 6-year college graduation rate for first time full-time undergraduate students in the U.S. is approximately 61 to 64%. Okay. Yeah, what about 4-year? 6 years is a long time to go to college.
U.S. layoffs set to surpass the Great Recession levels, on track to be the worst since the Great Depression.
Oh, Dan wanted me to show his fish picture. So, sorry, I missed that. Sometimes I miss things like this. Whoopsie doodle, whoopsie, 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 whoopsie. I hate this new UI. I fucking despise it. There we go. Nope, didn't work. I really hate this new UI. How the fuck do I do it, dude? Sorry, dude. It's not my fault. Brave put in a new UI and they're like, fuck you. Fuck you. Sorry, I can't.
The jobs just aren't there. Youth joblessness is spiking.
Oh, I know what I can do. There. How's that? Is that good? Great. Now I lost my shit. I fucking hate this shit. I'm going to use a new browser. I'm using a new browser. I'm getting a new browser. Cause this is fucking, they updated it and I hate it. I hate it so much with everything I have in my body. Now I don't even know where the fucking thing is. Where did the thing go? It's not that. It's this one.
Applying to a job in 2025 is the statistical equivalent of hurling your resume into a black hole. 1 year, no job from this guy. And even worse, companies are listing completely fake jobs that don't even exist. They won't hire anyone who applies to them. Plenty of listings are fake. 7 in 10 hiring managers believe posting fake jobs is morally acceptable. 63% of companies that posted fake job listings did so to make employees believe.
You like Vivaldi browser? Just a suggestion. Vivaldi. You've never even heard of it, but I'll check it out. If you guys can give me recommendations. I'm not going to use Chrome. I was using Brave, but this is unforgivable. This is unforgivable. And there's no way to change it. Is there a way to change it? Is there a way to change that? No. This is fucking retarded.
If their workload would be alleviated.
I hate this with everything I have.
By new workers. And 22% of jobs advertised online last year were positions listed with no intent to hire. Now, there are plenty of jobs at Chick-fil-A or coffee shops, but you can barely survive there. You can go work blue collar in the trades, certainly not a bad idea, but it's going to take you at least 5 to 6 years, if not 10 plus years, to reach 6-figure income. Who knows how...
I need an IT slave? I need somebody to do this stuff. I need an audio engineer. I need somebody to do a lot of things around here, but the show isn't making that kind of cash. It's not making enough for me to onboard a fucking employee that sits here and does this nitty gritty shit.
Expensive housing, cars, and other investments will be by then. And now some places...
And no, I can't use AI. What am I going to... AI, can you go tell Brave browser to fuck itself?
Are moving to a 996 route. AI is a real problem too. This topic deserves its own video, but this is replacing hundreds of...
I still like Chrome better than Edge? Well, yeah, but that's Microsoft Edge. You shouldn't touch Edge with a 10-foot pole.
Thousands of jobs now, but in a decade that will be millions, maybe more. Once robotics catches up, who knows what's happening?
You have to pay employees. You only have to motivate your slaves. So what am I going to do? Fucking whip them? Yeah, okay, show up at 8 o'clock and I'll whip the shit out of you until I get what I want.
To 90% of careers. But what about the ones who are getting jobs? The salaries, for the most part, are simply not enough. 6-figure earners are living...
He's not correct about... Knobs Dog says this, so take it with a grain of salt. He's not correct about the trades. My 19-year-old son made $38K last year at an apprenticeship program for electrician. Okay. $38,000, and I understand it's an apprenticeship. How long is he going to be an apprentice? $38,000 is not enough to live off. $38,000 is not enough money to live off. I understand he's just an apprentice, but how long is he going to be rolling as an apprentice?
The illusion of affluence while working side hustles, skipping meals, and pretending Venmo's not working. As a 6-figure earner, I can confirm, at least the working side hustles and canceling subscriptions part of things. Speaking of which, inflation and the real poverty line. Food, shelter, and services have outpaced wages the last 5 years.
Look, recreation and alcohol have stayed low. Well, recreation is streaming services, and nobody drinks anymore. No, so alcohol is, yeah. And if you go and buy alcohol, it's still expensive as fuck. And it's not really worth it because you lose an entire day, right? At least I do. You get hungover and you're like, I can't do today. Right? And that's a day you should be making money because you're poor. If you can invest in alcohol, that means you have an entire day where you can be like at least working half capacity. Boomers used to drink all the time. They still do. Boomers are alcoholics because they always have been, because they really only need to put 50%, maybe 60% on the job, and they would have enough to buy a house. And they would be respected, be like, you've been working your whole life. No, not really. He's been drinking the entire time.
According to Andrew Lokenauth, who runs a major financial newsletter,
he'll be at 100K within 5 years. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's possible.
Here are some interesting numbers.
Maybe.
The median family income in the U.S. has gone from $10,000 in
5 years, though, man. 2031? It's not looking good for anybody in 2031, dude. 100K might not be worth dick in 2031.
1970 to $106,000 today.
Oh, it show's over. Show's over, everybody. Go home. Everybody go home. The show is over. What is this? Oh, I like it. Okay. I like it. Thank you guys for coming, enjoying your time here. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. Thank you for the donations. Hit the like button if you would be so kind. Subscribe, do all that. Thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, drink a lot of water, get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves. Because I honestly do take care of you. I honestly care about you too. I do. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got some nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word.